Are men disappointing, just wanting sex? Are all women bitches? So and so and so on. It's really common for people to have certain beliefs or negative beliefs around people or the opposite sex. And I just want to um, give you some compassion and say that if you feel that way, there is a reason you feel that way. If you feel like all women are cheaters, all women are bitches, women just want your money, or all men just want sex from me, men just disappoint me, men just hurt me, you have a valid reason to feel that way. I want to honor your experience and your feelings. They are real. Okay? At the same time, while those feelings are real based on the experiences you had, that doesn't mean that it's true. It means that you feel that way. It doesn't mean that it's true, okay? And I know that because the world is a mirror of how we feel on the inside. And I used to think men were disappointing. And it's something that I was only became aware of probably just in the last few months, and something that I've worked on. And that's why I want to share this video with you. I want to thank one of the subscribers to my channel by the name of Sunbox, who inspired me to make this video based on her very honest comments that men are disappointing. And I just want to thank you for sharing that, because that's very honest. And I'll share my experience of how men were disappointing for me, and maybe you can all get something out of it. That doesn't mean that that is your experience, okay? So I think that when we think that all people are a certain way, it's based on maybe our earliest experiences. Like the first man who disappointed me was my father. Let's be honest. He was the first man who disappointed me. And and so there was always a little part of me that thought men are disappointing, or men can't give me what I want because he didn't. I never experienced a man who could show up, who could lead from the heart, who was intentional, and like the father in Leave It to Beaver. I didn't have a father like that, so I thought that was all fiction. And so um, just from all the reading that I do, all the reading that I do about personal development, and reading books by therapists on couples counseling and listening to videos by therapists, I know, and spiritual things and Eckhart Tolle, people can be disappointing. Yes, they can. That doesn't, okay, let me see, where do I want to go with this? Yes, people can be disappointing. You can disappoint me, I can disappoint you. I'm sure I disappoint people too. Um, what came up for me is when I started noticing that men are disappointing, or that men, there are two feelings that came up for me that okay, okay. I started doing some work on myself so that I could figure out how to date. I had to figure out what was in my way of dating, okay? First thing I realized, so I'm looking at myself from the outside, the first thing I realized is that um, when I see these guys online, especially men my age, two feelings came up: disappointment and repulsion, okay? Guys, don't take this personally. That doesn't mean you're disappointing or repulsive. These are feelings that came up inside of me, probably based on some things from when I was much younger, okay? Could even be from past lives. And I especially had a repulsive feeling around dating older men, not seeing them as clients. It's different. The dating realm is different than the client realm for me. And because I really wanted to have dating experiences, I wanted to not have those feelings in the way. This is how I purged them. I wanted to purge them. And so what I did is I felt the feeling of disappointment in my body. It was this fluttery feeling right here in my chest area. I looked at these guys online that made me feel this way. I thought of one of them, I let myself feel that disappointment, this fluttery feeling in my chest area, and then I imagined it leaving out to the top of my head, that energy, and replaced it with light. I did the same for repulsion. I felt so repulsed. It was this energy, this outward pushing energy. So I felt it in my body, let it go through the top of my head. You just have to have the intention. Replace it with light. And now it just took a couple minutes. Now I'm having the best experiences online. I'm still not sure I want to date older guys, but now when I see their profiles, I'm like, oh, he's so sweet. Isn't he a sweetheart? I'd love to get to know him. So the way that I perceive men has completely shifted when I let go of that energy that was there. Okay? So that's my invitation to you if you're willing to let that go. That doesn't mean that I'm any more available to them. It just means that without that kind of negative energy, trauma energy in the way, I can experience life differently. Because the world, how I see the world, is just a mirror of how I feel inside. Because the world is a certain way, okay? It's not even really objective. It's subjective. You know, there aren't really colors. There are just different ways that the light hits our eye. Our eye makes the color. We create reality in our minds and in our hearts. That doesn't mean we make trees and so on, but we create how it appears to us. So the world, so to some people, the world is very scary and ugly, and to some people it's very exciting. It's all how we feel in ourselves. So the change has to come from within. And then we attract different people, we're drawn to different people. And I actually have experienced this myself. And it was this understanding that led me to really wanting to change myself, because I kept hearing that what I see out there is reflecting who I am being inside. Who I'm being inside. It doesn't mean that I can make like some guy appear that I really like, but it means that I can start seeing people in a different way based on who I am being on the inside, my own energy. I hope I'm explaining this well. And I'm going to recommend like a few of the sources that really helped me with this as I was doing my work in the last few months is Melanie Tanya Evans. I've talked about her before. That's the technique about releasing that trauma energy. And then the therapist Terrence Real, who does the couples coaching. A lot of relationships, for those of you who are in relationships, it's easy to project all this fantasy onto someone early on when you meet them. The more you have integrated and love yourself and gotten rid of these negative charges, the more intentional you can be in picking a partner who's also resonating from wholeness. And the better you will be able to hold on to yourself and repair in all those times when you will be disappointed and disillusioned. There will be times when you feel rejected by your partner, abandoned by your partner. Your partner might be in a bad mood. You want to do something and they don't, and you have a certain feeling about it. And that's where we have to be able to hold on to ourselves and not get reactive or go into a wall of anger or a wall of stonewalling or silence. This is the real key. This is the real skill in a relationship that people really need more of. Is right now you're in a bad mood, or right now you don't want to give me what I want. Can I still stay in a loving, open-hearted space? Can I give you space when you need it? Can I give you a helping hand when you're feeling down and lift you up? Can I repair? Do I have the ability to hold on to myself and repair, instead of being like, oh, you did this, I'm going to shut down, I'm going to punish you. So that's the real skill. That's the inner child work. That's coming from wholeness. And that's the kind of work that I'm doing and that I want to help other people do. And so I support a lot of my friends in their relationships. I don't have one, but I love being able to practice these skills because I can sit home all day long in this apartment and I won't grow because no one's going to trigger me. No one's going to incite me to have to grow. So I make a clear distinction between experiences that are traumatizing, reactivating trauma, versus experiences that are showing me where I need to grow. And so that's like a fun, really juicy area that I'm working on. And I just wanted to share this. If any of you are struggling with all women are or all men are, I would love to work with you. The Treasure Within Coaching. And thanks for watching my video.